Casey, I guess it's your lesson time. Give me 1 second here. Sorry, just rocking out here, and I just wasn't looking at the time. I guess it was time for your lesson. So cool. So first off, I want to say thanks for sending me over the feedback videos. This was super helpful. Whenever I send a couple weeks out of videos to somebody, it's nice to get something back so I can see kind of what you've done with it. That way I can give you more better pointers and making sure that the advice I give you is relevant to what you're facing. So cool. So I appreciate that. I'm just going to go down the list of things. You asked a couple. I think you asked a question or two in there, and then I was going to give my opinion on the sequence video and then the Amy video, and we'll go from there. So cool. So first thing in there, your first question is yes. You need an upgrade on your instrument. Here's why. Is because your instrument is a starter instrument. You've had it for a couple of years, right? The intonation, how in tune it sounds in different spots, you're starting to notice that it's not exactly the best quality instrument. Now you get a lot of use out of it. It's not like you waste your money on it. You get a lot of use, so I wouldn't feel bad about that. But yes, it is time for an upgrade. Not only the intonation, how well in tune it sounds, when you play chords, they're not going to sound in tune to you. Therefore, it's not going to sound as good to you. It's weird. So it's like this guitar up here is my teaching guitar. It's, it's decent, it gets the job done. I'm not going to teach on my $8,000 Kenny Hill. That stays at home. But I practice on the nice one because this one doesn't feel right to me all the time. It's out of tune in certain spots. This overall sound doesn't inspire me when I play. I'm going to sound better. And the problems that I have on this instrument here don't appear on my other instrument because it's nicer, right? Like the frets feel nicer to my fingers. I don't make the same mistakes. Therefore, that's fine if I need to practice some skills in between students. But I'm not going to try to make a piece sound like that until I go to my nice one at home, because then the problems that are on this one don't appear on the other one, right? So it's kind of like your G chord, your D chord, your A chord is going to sound better on a better instrument. And you won't be going, oh, why does it sound terrible? It's like, well, part of the problem is the intonation of the instrument. It sounds out of tune. So that's why I say that. Next thing is that it's a tight squeeze. You're playing a soprano. This is a concert, so it's a little bit more, it's not a whole lot more room, but it's a little bit more room. You're a full-grown adult. A concert is it's pretty standard size for an adult student. You can even go tenor if you wanted to, or Barry. I doubt you can go Barry, but you definitely want at least a soprano uke. And it's easier to get your fingers in there because I can see you as you're turning. Your hand looks good. It's just that you're struggling to get everything in there, and it's just because it's a tiny instrument. It's like kids and people buy them on vacations to Hawaii or wherever. So I would highly recommend getting a concert uke. And I'm not saying like you need to spend like a whole lot of money, $100, $150, $200 if you're going crazy, but you don't need to spend stupid money. $100 will get you something very decent. And like I said, I'll help you try them out if you want. Anyway, so there's sales pitch. So now the next thing is that I'm gonna look at the sequence video. So what you saw me doing there in the beginning is kind of what I want you to do. There's 3 things I want you to be concerned about this week when practicing your sequences. The first is when I noticed in the video, and I'm sure you probably practice it a bunch of different ways. I'm just going to go off of what I saw in the video and rather than speculate. But what I'd like you to do is when you heard me soloing over top of the backing track, right? That's really important. I find that inspiring. I have something to play against rather than just running up and down an exercise. It's going to sound like an exercise until you try playing it with a backing track. I think I sent you one. What I did there was I broke the sequences into units. No one solos. The reason why I gave you the sequence before like that is because I want you to practice just the sequence, right? You should be able to play that up and down without stopping. But what I want you to do now is make some more musical decisions with it. And what I mean by that, see the sequence right here we have, right? It's the same thing that you played. Right? What I want you to think about you can break those into smaller chunks, right? And you can just go like the gonna turn that backing track back on and try that. Oh, I just rewind it. Oh, sorry. You know you play fast. Yo, we already played fast then. See? So you don't always need to play it the same way every single time. Is that you can play the sequence at different speeds or different rhythms. So I play ba-da-dee, right? So be-da-dum. Go get a drink, come back. Right? You know, go down the mailbox, come back. Right? So you can practice it that way. I find that to be very helpful when working on the sequences. I mean, trying to make them sound musical rather than just a pure exercise. Other thing, I kind of went out of order here, but the third thing, so the first thing is play with the backing track. Seriously, it helps. I've had students go like, these sequences are boring. They put the backing tracks like, where have you been all my life? Backing tracks, use them, seriously. I do it at home, you should do it. It's more fun. And I want you to have fun while you play. Number two, I went over is break the sequence into smaller units and play them individually. Don't feel like you have to run up and down them all the time. If you like one that you like, and you see in that backing track it seems to fit, repeat it. Yeah, why not? It's yours, right? Next thing that I want you to do is to double the first note of each unit. Let me show you what I mean by that. Is that, see right here, it's a grouping of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I'll say it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me try it again. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. So I double the first one. So 1, 2, and then play the rest of the sequence. So I hit 4 things in total. There's four times my fingers or pick hits the string. First one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So even though I'm playing the 3-note sequence, I'm hitting the first note twice. Therefore, 4 things happen, but I'm only like playing 3 like unique notes. So I go 1, 2, 3. There's 3 notes there, but I'm hitting the first one twice, and then my break. Take a break for a second. Go get a drink. Make a sandwich. Come back. Cool. So those are the 3 things I want you to focus on when doing your sequence patterns. And then just real quick, I'll have to stop the video and I'll have to pick up again later because my next student's here, and unfortunately it took a little bit more time getting it all gamed out. But I want to finish this though. Is that this is really important. Don't just do repetitions. Do mindful practice. What I mean by that, and I'm guilty of it too, is that you don't want to do it just like the sequence over and over again, because that's when you start making silly mistakes. Is that when you play a repetition, go, okay, what did I like about it? What didn't I like about it? Did it sound good? Do I need to clean it up? Did my pick hit the wrong string? So every time I play a repeat, my mind is here, and I take a break. Okay, did everything sound good? Did everything sound okay? Oh, I made a mistake there. Let me get back. What mistake happened? So you don't want to just go. Right? You don't want to start daydreaming while you play. It's just mindful practice. It's way more efficient than just kind of doing blind repetitions. That's the important thing with that. On that note right there, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to pick back up later on, perhaps with a costume change and a change of scenery. But I will finish this conversation at a later time. So cool. I'll see you to be continued.